Hello everyone, welcome back to another Pokemon the series, the beginning episode talk. So, this is the final part of the 3-parter SSN arc, because after the cyclone from the Gyarados, the gang wake up on the beach. However, Ash is missing a couple of starters, and Krabby pinches Team Rocket, well, Jesse and James, because they are missing their Pokemon and Meowth as well. So Pikachu wakes up and he sees the Pokeballs and he gets the starters out of the Pokeballs, and then Pikachu and Charmander ask a nearby Slowpoke for directions, while Squirtle and Bulbasaur could not be asked to care about what's happening. They're just relaxing on the beach. So as they are going through the woods during nighttime, they're wondering where Ash is, and then Squirtle scares them by maybe they've been eaten. And then Bulbasaur lets out his true colors. Maybe they abandoned us. You know, that could be a truth as well. But Charmander and Pikachu immediately push that thought down, and Squirtle also joins them in. But Bulbasaur still hesitant about Ash. So as they continue on, they run into Meowth. And Meowth is ready to attack, but Coughing and Ekans, they are not, because Meowth is not master. So they won't listen. So Meowth gets caught while the starters and Ekans and Coughing eat some food. And Meowth will only get food once he apologizes for all the bad things he's done, and he won't apologize. Also, I like how before that we get the whole Ekans and Coughing are basically like, there are no bad Pokemon. Pokemon just do bad things because trainers order them to. And Meowth's like, well, what about me then? I mean, I do bad things and nobody tells me what to do. But since Meowth won't apologize, a giant Rhydon appears. So Pikachu helps it out and they all run away. And then the main gang is running away from a gigantic Zapdos, and Jesse and James are running from a Moltres until they hit their faces into a sign. So later on, the Pokemon are resting at a Slowbro place. Slowbro just has a place where he cooks food, and they're just resting there as well. And Jesse and James go and make a collect call to the boss, and then do their motto, at which point the boss is like, you called me for this early in the morning? What is wrong with you people? And hangs up. He is not interested in their BS. So Jesse and James decide to use the cable and the phone booth, which nobody knows what that is, in order to pull themselves away and also to stay safe, so that maybe they can get some help from the phone company that is attached on the other side of the cable. However, those dreams kind of get stopped when they see a Pikachu, and it's like, aha! And then it turns out it's a giant Pikachu, and it's like, oh no! Meanwhile, the Pokemon find a gigantic Blastoise, and it's basically like, hey, this is your family, right? Go on, Squirtle. You talk with them. So Squirtle's like, yo, brother, nice weather, isn't it? So that doesn't really work. Later on, they find a giant Venusaur, and Bulbasaur reveals that he is an orphan because he is too terrified to talk to a gigantic Venusaur. So as Team Rocket is running away from a gigantic Kabutops, they get into a cart and they activate it. However, the cart goes backwards, and eventually Team Rocket wants to brake, but instead they break it, so they can't stop anymore. And the gang is above the rails, and they see the cart coming, and that, because of all the destruction that is happening right now with the giant Kabutops, it causes an earthquake, kind of, and that breaks the platform that they're on, and they fall into the cart as well. So they continue on until they see the Pokemon, and they're like, alright, time to stop. And Jesse and James are like, well, that's gonna be a problem. So they continue on riding. They do a loop-de-loop as well. And eventually, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, and Pikachu jump into the cart. And Ekans and Coughing as well. And Meowth as well. Even though Meowth is a little bit later. And yes, the whole gang is back together. However, then Team Rocket basically makes the prediction. Now the cable's gonna snap. Now we're gonna be hurled into the air and into the water. However, they go through a gigantic Zapdos, and it learned that it was actually mechanical. And yeah, they basically just destroyed Pokemon Land. Because later on, there's like this boat. It's like, if you look to your left, you see gigantic Pokemon that are mechanical. Oh god, what happens? And then it turns out Pokemon Land is owned by Giovanni. I love that so much. And then to end the episode, the gang makes it to the next town. They are back on the road again. And it is some kind of a resort town, and we'll be dealing with that in the next episode. And yeah, this was a great episode. Really funny. I also like how we get an insight on what the Pokemon are thinking, where Pikachu and Charmander are fully loyal to Ash. Squirtle is semi-loyal, and Bulbasaur is still hesitant because of past experiences. But also, Ekans and Coughing are wrong because there are bad Pokemon. Like later on in the show, we will see wild Pokemon that just steal stuff, that like bully other Pokemon and attack other people. You can't call those good Pokemon that just do bad things because the trainers told them. They don't have any trainers. But I love to see how loyal Coughing and Ekans are to Jesse and James. We'll get more into that later on in a future episode, but I love that as well. And when the gang reunites, it's beautiful as well. And then it turns out that this whole place was a park, and it was owned by Giovanni, which is just the funniest thing ever. This was such a good episode. And I also like the fact that they did not give the Pokemon voices, but instead let them just go on be going like Pika Pika and Squirrel Squirrel and that stuff, instead of giving them voices like they did for that Mystery Dungeon special that they released, where they gave the Pokemon voices. I like here how we still have like the Pika Pika stuff. But Pikachu can kind of talk because when Pikachu says Pika P, that means Satoshi, Ash's Japanese name. So Pikachu can kind of talk. And I also like how, you know, Squirtle is the prankster of the group and Bulbasaur is still a bit hesitant. But don't worry, Bulbasaur, you will fully trust Ash one of these days. But I will now give the mic off to you, so let me know what you guys thought of this episode. And with that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if you're not already, turn on notifications. Don't forget to check out the Let's Play channel, link in the description and at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next time when we are at the resort and James will grow a pair of breasts. Bye!